NASA says its Voyager 1 probe, the most distant human-made object in the universe.
Biggest, strangest mystery in all the universe at the present time. Wow. These are called fast radio bursts.
The world of space exploration is filled with moments of awe, terror, and scientific wonder. Among those rare occurrences that blur the boundary between science fiction and reality, one stands out with eerie distinction. Voyager 1, the space probe launched by NASA in 1977, has long been a silent traveler through the interstellar void, beaming back data from regions of space never touched by human hands or machines. Over 4 decades after its launch, Voyager 1's mission appeared to be winding down, with its data growing increasingly sporadic and faint. But a recent surge in unusual activity drew attention back to the aging probe. Then, something unprecedented happened. Voyager 1 transmitted an image that defied all expectations and triggered one of the most heated discussions in modern astrophysics. The image was not merely a technical artifact, it appeared to depict a constructed object or presence. And now, physicist Michio Kaku has revealed that artificial intelligence, analyzing the data, has confirmed something deeply unsettling. The data may have been sent by an unknown intelligence, not naturally occurring phenomena. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The sequence began innocently enough. Ground Control received a standard data packet from Voyager 1, one of the countless small bursts of radio signals it has sent since leaving the solar system. What marked this packet as different wasn't the content at first glance, it was the signal structure. The AI overseeing the telemetry parsing process flagged the packet due to its anomalous pattern. The modulation didn't conform to anything previously observed from the probe. At first, engineers believed it was a malfunction, an echo of the probe's aging internal systems. But further investigation by NASA's Deep Space Network revealed the pattern to be intentionally organized. It followed a structure similar to digital encoding, layered with redundancy, error correction, and recursive sequences, hallmarks of deliberate information engineering. As AI models trained on deep space signal recognition began to interpret the content, the packet revealed what appeared to be an image. Not a traditional photograph, but a compressed vector-style representation geometrically encoded in binary. When finally reconstructed, the image was both awe-inspiring and deeply unnerving. It showed a dark backdrop, understandable given Voyager's distance from any stars bright enough to illuminate space, and in the center, an illuminated structure or shape. The outline suggested something artificial, not a random assembly of stars or gas, but a symmetrical lattice-like formation, pulsing faintly in the high-frequency bands. Michio Kaku, a prominent figure in theoretical physics and futurism, became one of the first scientists briefed on the image and its implications. He publicly stated that the artificial intelligence processing Voyager's data had identified the source not as cosmic radiation or natural emissions, but as something that had adapted to Voyager's signal language. In simpler terms, the data appeared to be a reply. This raised unsettling questions. Voyager 1 had left the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence ends, and entered interstellar space years ago. The expectation was that it would drift endlessly, perhaps passing within a few light years of a star in several thousand years, but with no further human contact. The probe wasn't transmitting active communication. It was merely broadcasting its internal status on a low-power carrier signal. So who, or what, was capable of receiving and responding to such a weak transmission? And more importantly, why would they respond in such a calculated, cryptic manner? The implications became more profound when the AI analysis revealed layered patterns within the image. These weren't just symbols, they resembled fractal logic diagrams, recursive visual elements that seemed to mirror patterns found in early Earth-based communication protocols, elements that could be interpreted as an understanding of symmetry, logic, and even aesthetics. There were hints of trinary code embedded alongside binary, a system of information encoding that might suggest an entirely different form of computation. The more scientists examined the packet, the more it became clear that this was not an accidental transmission. Someone or something had deliberately engaged with Voyager 1's signal, decoded its language, and constructed a visual response. In the backdrop of this revelation, the world stood on the cusp of a new cosmic era. This wasn't a blurry photograph of a UFO in Earth's atmosphere. It was hard data, Digital signal packets broadcast from billions of miles away, carrying information that bore the hallmarks of intention. Michio Kaku emphasized that while AI provided the technical decoding, the philosophical implications were even more significant. This image signified that we were not alone, and that someone had not only heard our whisper into the cosmic dark, but had chosen to reply. The scientific community found itself divided. Some demanded caution, arguing that natural phenomena could still be responsible and that the appearance of intention might be a projection of human pattern recognition. But others pointed out the mounting evidence, the image's signal-to-noise ratio, the mathematical clarity of the patterns, and the AI's confidence metrics all pointed away from random origin. What truly rattled experts, however, was the secondary layer of the image. It included a vector map. When mapped by astrophysicists, the points on the diagram aligned with gravitational anomalies recorded by Earth's deep space observatories. These anomalies had long been considered statistical noise or dark matter fluctuations. Now, they were forming a recognizable pattern, perhaps a galactic positioning system or a network map. The realization sparked a wave of debate. If this map indicated other objects, structures, or sentient activity in the galaxy, it could mean that Voyager had crossed into a region of space that was not empty at all, but watched. The question shifted rapidly from who was responding to Voyager to how long they had been listening. Michio Kaku took the bold step of addressing the deeper theoretical implications. If this intelligence had intercepted Voyager 1's signal, then it either possessed technology vastly superior to our own, or it resided closer than we imagined. And if the signal was an intentional response, it could indicate that we had unknowingly entered a wider interstellar communication lattice. Voyager may have been seen as a probe, much as we would interpret a drifting alien artifact as a messenger or reconnaissance device. Kaku speculated that this could be humanity's first glimpse at what Carl Sagan once imagined: a cosmic internet, where civilizations reach out through passive listening until a spark of contact is made. There was a tension rising among researchers. Was this contact friendly, neutral, or even hostile? The image itself gave no answer. It wasn't overtly menacing, but its ambiguity was unsettling. A structured response from deep space, especially one using our own probe signal to return an encoded message, implied observation, monitoring, perhaps even evaluation. Voyager was, after all, launched with a golden record, an audiovisual time capsule of human culture meant for alien eyes. Had someone finally opened it? Further analysis of the packet's encoding revealed that the structure of the data had changed subtly over time, perhaps suggesting that the transmission was not instantaneous, but a stream that had been developing or reacting dynamically. The AI systems trained on natural language, pattern recognition, and image analysis showed strong confidence that the entity behind the image had a layered communication protocol. This wasn't a random burst. It was a deliberate, tiered information payload. The stream had metadata, versioning, and even apparent error correction. All these indicated not just intelligence, but a mature information-sharing culture, one perhaps far older than ours. NASA's internal reports, though not made fully public, confirmed the authenticity of the signal and the reconstruction of the image. They also noted a strange echoing effect. Part of Voyager's own earlier transmissions had been embedded in the response, like a reflection or acknowledgement. To many, it was a cosmic handshake, subtle but unmistakable. What this revelation did more than anything was shatter the prevailing notion of deep space as silent and empty. Voyager 1 had been drifting for nearly half a century, and now, just as it passed into the vast unknown, it had stumbled into something that seemed to defy every expectation. The idea that space was vast and silent had given way to the possibility that we were under observation, or part of a larger, hidden dialogue happening beyond our perception. There's something haunting about the idea that a machine launched by humans decades ago, before the internet, before smartphones, and before the Cold War even ended, had managed to awaken the curiosity of another intelligence. It symbolized a new phase in human history, one not defined by sending signals into the void, but by receiving them back. Kaku's comments only deepened the sense of wonder and anxiety. He explained that we must now reevaluate our role in the cosmic order. If we were being watched or studied, the rules of scientific exploration, ethics, and even diplomacy might need to extend beyond our planet. We were no longer just explorers. We were participants in a universe that may contain civilizations older and wiser than our own. The weight of that awareness shifted the paradigm of space research. What came next in the signal wasn't another image, but a pattern of pulses, regular, rhythmic, and intensely structured. Scientists were still working to interpret it, but preliminary speculation suggested it might be a primer, a teaching tool, or even a test. Like linguistic scaffolding or mathematical groundwork, it felt like the beginning of a tutorial or an invitation. Voyager, ever the ambassador, had become the bridge. The silence that followed this interaction wasn't empty. It was heavy with possibility. Had the entity finished its message? Was it waiting for a reply? Or was it testing whether humanity could even recognize what had happened? For now, the AI systems continued to monitor every packet, every fluctuation in signal strength, every echo. The scientific community braced for whatever came next, knowing that they stood at the edge of something ancient and unknowable. What Voyager 1 had uncovered wasn't just an image in the dark. It was a question echoing across light years, demanding an answer. And for the first time, the cosmos didn't feel distant and mute. It felt inhabited, alert, and maybe, just maybe, listening, just maybe. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on AI decoding Voyager's signal? Who do you think sent it? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.